we're going to now talk about editing or customizing the AI results. So the generative AI engine has analyzed each of our comments, and in those comments, it has pulled out the main ideas. So if I drill into the competitive pricing code, these are my codes. It's telling me 61 codes were created for my 1,043 responses. 797 responses were categorized into at least one of these codes. So 76% of my responses were coded. Competitive pricing had 66 responses coded to it. If I click on lower competitive prices, so this is the actual response, and it was coded to competitive pricing. Let's go ahead and click on lower prices. So for lower prices, these are the 10 responses where lower prices was pulled out as the main idea, or as one of the main ideas. The things that are in dark blue are the main ideas that are the ideas that lower prices represent, or the piece of the response segment that lower price represents. Okay. The ones in light blue are those that have been categorized somewhere else. The ones that are in black are the ones that haven't yet been categorized. You can actually click on those and categorize them if you want to manually. Okay. So again, you can really drill in to each of these and see, okay, what were people actually saying? What are those respondent IDs if you need to get that granular? The cool thing about this page is that we can now organize this data, net it, and save it to use for a future project. So to organize the data, one of the first things we might want to do is go ahead and net the codes. So if we hit net codes, the system's going to go through our list of 61 codes and put those 61 codes in themed nets. So we've got some general store improvements, and this is generative AI. So if I were to net the codes again, I might come up with different nets that maybe are more palatable to me the next time I hit it. So you can hit net codes as many times as you want just to get a netting structure that works for you. I'm going to work with what I have here. I've got a customer service net, a stock availability management net, product quality variety net, checkout process, business operations, store facilities, and other codes. And what I might want to do, I see increased staff levels. Maybe I would want to put increased staff levels up here in customer service because I feel like increasing staff levels should go in customer service. And same for fast service, knowledgeable staff. Actually, all of these, I think I'm going to pull on up and put into my customer service net. Okay, so I can drag and drop codes to move them into individual nets. I can also, if there's something that maybe I want checkout process to be a subnet of my customer service. So now I've got checkout process as a subnet of customer service. Okay, so again, my job now is to spend a little bit of time here organizing this, maybe condensing the code book so that it represents, what I want to get out of the data. So I have that ability to oversee what the system did. There are a few other things here, little tips and tricks that we can do. Right now, our others, that is these are the responses, the ones that are in black are responses that haven't received a code yet. But I can ask the system to go through the others, and after I've kind of organized my codes, I would do this, I can ask it to go through and suggest codes for some of these things. So product availability, maybe there are some things that I would want to put into product availability. The system has gone through all these uncoded segments, pieces of responses, ideas that were extracted from those responses, and suggested which codes they most closely match. Okay, the percentage on the end are the ones that they're most approximate to. So, here I might say go ahead and I could say, yes, code all of those that way. Don't code any of them that way, or just code this one that way. And when I'm finished, I hit OK, and it's going to code any of them that I have checked. Okay, so this is the code book over here on the right side of the screen. This is what the system's reporting on. And the code book, we can search it using keywords. So if I want to bring up all of my codes that have something to do with staff, or I want to customize that search and say I want any codes that have anything to do with staff, employee, or worker, I can put in a little search using the pipe symbol or the bar symbol between them to suggest as an OR operator. And now I could go through and figure out, okay, where do I want to put these things? So I want to put this and this up here. And do some of these codes go together? Are there things here that I'd like to put together? And increase staffing levels and staffing issues. I'm going to go ahead and put those two together. Improve employee attitude. Enhance employee training and customer service. Insufficient staff in electronics. Improve staff presence on the store. That's actually, I think I would go ahead, staff availability. So maybe that's increase, or I could dig into it and say, okay, what are they talking about here with improve availability? Always have someone at the food counter. Station personnel nearer to those departments. Increase availability, more available employees. So yeah, I think I would go ahead and put that in increased staff levels. Okay, and I might just go ahead and put staff presence on the floor there too, and continue cleaning this up, condensing it as it works for me. When we're finished, I can save the code book, just give it a name. Saved code books will once we have a saved code book, and this is my retail code book, hit OK. Once we have a saved code book, it does show up in my saved code book, so I could apply it next time I reanalyze. So when I do my next set of data, this code book dropdown, this code book will be available for me to use. Okay. I did want to show one more thing in the edit screen. We can search. So when we drill into an individual response, we're going to see the segments that were categorized into that response. So these are the ideas that were put together to create the exceptional service code. We can search just the segments that are on the screen, or if nothing is selected, we're going to be searching all of our segments. So I can search price, cost, expense, and start seeing all of these. So now I see the 110 segments that have been categorized into the codes that are listed over here. And I can start grabbing these and pulling these where I think they should be. So if I drill into an individual, it is going to show me just the responses for that particular code. Okay, so that's fine. I don't need to move that one. Clear, accurate pricing, that's good. But I can start seeing, again, everything that has to do with price, cost, expense, and get those where I need those. Get those codes where I need them to be moving responses around and codes around as I need them to. So I wanted to make sure I talked about that. So now that we're back in the visualize mode, again, all of the changes that we made would be here, and you can go ahead and produce the reports that you need.